Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you're at. I'll be honest, you guys, I am very frustrated today. So if I come off not appropriately, I do apologize in advance. Tom, if I say something against you and it hurts your feeling, I ask forgiveness in advance. Maybe tomorrow I'll feel better. Hey guys, it should have went down. This was a temporary pump based by nothing more than a hype and Elon Musk speaking. It should have had that second wave, which should have came back up to 33,000. I'll go to and kind of have you guys see what I'm referring to. Let's go to Bitcoin. Should have came back, hit this line one more time and dropped. Was it? But in reality, we see something different. It's not that it just didn't come back. It's just trading sideways. Next LM is just burned through the money like they're just. I'll be honest. From the time when Tom said we can have an imminent drop, I lost $1,000 of a client's money. Imminent drop. That means imminent drop. That's not tomorrow. That's not in a month. That's not in a week. That means, between now and then maybe 2-3 hours from now, that's imminent. Or maybe, I'm sorry, English is my third language. Maybe I do not understand their interpretation of the word imminent. But again, I just hate learning things by losing money, especially not my money. But I just discovered something in a pattern. Something that I noticed before, but I didn't pay attention to it. We're going to go back to Bitcoin, and I'm going to actually show you guys something that happened we're not going to see it in 1 hour. Let's see if we can see that in. Yes, right there. I probably mentioned to you guys about this creature, having these horns with the eyes dropped or jaw dropped to the bottom. That was a kind of like a weird looking head. Let's see what happened after that creature. Boom. We broke that time down and created a new low after that creature. Right here you can see on 1 hour that creature. We broke, we bounced, and then we dropped again, setting new low. As we can see on a 1 hour chart, we have a head, shoulders, and came up to where we at right now. If you look at 1 hour, we kind of have that creature's, jaw, but the horns are very small. I'm trying to go back to where we are right now. So we're going to do is look at where we at right now. See, we had that horn, and this is actually that horn that we were looking for to get again to drop. Unfortunately, I did come in at the bottom right here on most of my trades. And since then, I've been trading above. Yes, my fault. I panicked. At one point, I swapped to the top, and it didn't go, so it came down. I closed those long trades. It's just I don't see it here. But now let's look at XLM. If you actually look at 1 minute, kind of don't see that really much. And especially the first part of the trade, they were actually the opposite direction. Those kind of, like talking about the jaw and what I was mentioning. Hey, Jeremy, all is okay. Just burned through $1,000 overnight. That's about it. Watch the first part of the video, I guess. When we're done, you will kind of understand. I'm not in a calm shape today, and primarily has to do with the word imminent drop. So, if you look at XLM, which is just ran and ran and ran, and we start looking at, I mentioned the horns possibly. We still have a reverse eyes, or the reverse jaw that I showed you guys on the previous Bitcoin. And I personally believe we might be going further up. Honestly, at this point, I have no clue where we're going. At this point is, if you look at the 15-minute chart, looks like another head is building and possibly going up. Seemed like this was a head until this thing started building. So what is the head? Where is the head? Let's go back to Bitcoin. And honestly, whoever stayed in the XLM long, that's a very nice growth. On a 15-minute chart is what worries me the most right now is this very nice, visibly seen head right here. Shoulders, head. Look at that. Nicely visible head. Shoulders is rounding off. Um, Seems to me that in the next hour to 2 hours, if not sooner, you're possibly going to be going further up. At least, head, shoulders, and hitting this part. Look, as I just mentioned, look at that. Of course, I've seen this already before I started this live. It just looks like we're gonna be pushing until we. Let me move this out of the way a little. It seems like we're gonna have at least push up to the line. If we break this trend line, which is right now at 32,769 roughly, about. I'm not sure. This might be actually the recovery. As I mentioned to you guys on a daily chart, we did enter into wrong screen. We did enter into a new trend, which is gonna last about a week and a half to 2 weeks, and maybe this trend is actually a pump trend, not a bearish trend. Just all I can say at this time, we might need day or two or three, and I'm actually probably if we don't bounce back to 29 in the next 24, 48 hours, I'll probably going to close all my trades, take a serious loss, and sit back and watch what happens. Um, it's just that meeting that Elon Musk had yesterday is just threw everything against its nature's moves. And I have no idea. Let's put it this way. I have not watched in the past how market responded when Elon Musk was talking about Bitcoin, other than just tweeting. So for me, it's a first. Now I'll remember how the market responds next time. And for me, it's a lesson. And I personally thought, we had Elon Musk going to speak. So we have the, rumor, it says buy the rumor, sell the news. When Elon Musk started talking, that became the news, the reality. And, we had a pump when he mentioned about that he has Bitcoin and that's bigger part of his portfolio. We had that, pump, and that's gonna be it. We're gonna have a aftermath second attempt, like we have with earthquakes. They come in pairs. So I thought, after he's done, we'll have a small drop, then we'll have another pump, and that pump usually created by people that will watch a video on YouTube, and we'll try to do that second pump, and then after that, a dump. Right now we're almost what right now 21, 22, 23 hours into since he spoke. I don't remember exactly what time he spoke at. and we're having this. I have no idea what to say. No idea. At this point, I only can say one thing. If you're in any trade in any direction, I'm not sure if there's actually reality of taking anybody's word at this point, other than, doing whatever it takes to protect yourself, no matter which direction it goes. And if it goes, in your favor, congratulations. If it goes against you, make sure you do a smart move. Whatever that smart move is. Either closing the trade or selling off 95% of your trade and holding a very small portion. And then, when something becomes more obvious and cleared, and jump back in. If you're looking for a very small, tiny trade, there's a good possibility of this coming up. But again, I got burned, in the last 18 hours so badly that I don't want to touch it. I'm still, I sold everything I bought, 90%, sold all of it, only keeping 10%. And just for me, it'd be easier to get back in case, anything goes any direction. But now, XLM, go back to XLM. Nice ride up. Broke outside of the trend, even though the trend has not been adjusted lately. Broke outside of the trend. Simple question: will it actually come back without much of growth? That's a huge growth. Let's look at that growth. Where are we? That's over 30% growth. Even if we have a drop in the next 48 hours, let's say, I don't think XLM is coming back to where it was. It might come back 15%, 10%, but I don't think it's coming back 30% plus. But again, that's just my opinion. Who am I to tell the market makers what to do and where to go? At the end of the day, they're the decision makers, and they're the one that sending the market where they want, and we are just taken for the ride. So, guys, even the guy that I did sorry, even the guy that I did a video on about a week ago with 90% success rate on trades, all night long you've been doing the same thing I've been doing, hitting stop losses all night long. Probably 9 trades. Out of those 9 trades, only 2 trades actually hit target 1 or higher. All the rest of them hit stop losses. So even professionals that actually do this for a living are having problem with what's happening in the last 24 hours. So much more what I can do, what I can say when I have, a little bit more knowledge than majority traders out there, but when you take people that actually knows how to read um, charts. I'm saying, okay, I'm not so crazy about trend lines, etc., etc. But patterns are big thing on charts, and when you get those people that actually know how to read these patterns and have any issues. And I've been just introduced to patterns a couple of weeks ago, and for me, they making sense. And guys, I'm just burning you guys' time and just blubbering. I just can't believe I just burned through that much money on something that didn't do nothing. That's just I'm just going nuts, and I guess I'm not the only one. According to Tom, it might go up, it might go down. According to me, I have no clue. At this point, I have no clue. I usually always use Bitcoin because Bitcoin is where everybody follows. And if you look at it, looks like a huge head. But that head from here, which is 31,564, so let's say 31,600 to here, 32,400. That's $800 difference, and now with this head here and shoulders building out, is definitely saying it's going to here at least. Again, what if market makers have caught on to this pattern things and they actually starting to understand it and they're gonna start doing opposite? That's another question that is to see in the near future, because if that will be true and they always start messing around with patterns, we might be in trouble. We might be needing something new to trade. Like I mentioned in one of the first videos in the past, I just need enough of time to survive financially. I'll figure this thing out. Because in everything there is, and I'm not talking at this point, patterns on the screen. What I'm talking about, in everything, there is a human type pattern that everything just creates and leaves behind and follows. And even if it's manipulated, you can still notice those patterns. It's just a matter of time for me to actually start noticing them and then interpreting them in a way that actually can benefit us. Is that a 20 trades a day at $5 a piece profit? Or it's a one trade a week with that allows us to catch that ride, or whatever it is? There has to be a way. It's just a matter of time. This is one of the two trades that actually he guessed it right today. And that's thanks to the pump of this head that's actually coming up right now. Otherwise, if this thing would have turned around, he would have been at one more added to his count of losses today. So let me figure this out. Let me see what happens next and how this plays out. I'll tell you guys one thing. When these things for surely start coming down, and let's say you got in right here and take a ride down, that's going to be a nice between 5 to 7% profit. And let's say you have a $10,000 account, or you use a leverage to trade a $10,000 contract, and let's say it's a 5%. That's gonna be a nice $500. For me, I would actually need to trade, I guess, a $20,000 contract just to recover my losses if this thing does start breaking down. If we go further up, is there a possibility we can be coming down? See, the further up we break outside of this trend or this trend line, let's say we got up to 40, there will be a less chance that we'll be coming down at that point. The chance actually will be reduced, from my personal opinion, probably to 10%, 90% chance we can start recovering, going back up, because people that sitting on the sidelines and say, hey, we're not going to trade until we break through this last high of 41.5. That means they will be coming in probably around 42. And I'm pretty sure that there's a big crowd of people that's waiting there at 42,000. So this thing can, pump to 42 and a half, 43. You're probably gonna start having a huge pumps going up again. Yes, we will eventually come down. How low? Do not know, but it's just, I'm sharing my opinion. What's possible. But between where we at right now, right here, and let's say 35, if we go into that in that region from 32.8 or the 32.5 to the 35,000, in the region is just going to be a questionable going up or going down. If we break through 35, I think at that point we should have enough of energy and collective volume, which during Elon Musk yesterday we had quite volume did increase quite a bit. As you guys can see, the last couple days, this thing, I don't know how to. The last couple days we had more volume than average. So it's just between now and the 35 is just questionable where we going, But at the same time, if we break through this trend and we spend the whole day above this trend line right here, we most likely will have some positive days. Of course, we might have a bounce back, which normal, and some people say, but it's not. My question is, do you have heartbeat? Do you breathe? So is the market. It's a living organism ran by, end of the day, living people. Oh, but we have robots, AIs that trade. But who are the AIs created by? Living people. So end of the day, it's traded by living people. It is a living organism. And it's supposed to have a heartbeat. It's supposed to breathe. That's why we have markets that actually we have going up and going down. That's normal. And if anybody says anything otherwise, they're wrong. And some people, oh, we should only trade long. We should only trade up. If you are a trader and you want to become a professional trader, you need to trade both directions. You also need to trade on a platform that has the most possibly cheapest fees and spread and capable to fill your order at at the closest price possible when you're trying to buy or sell. And these are criteria that you should be choosing the platform you're going to be trading on. Now, if you're an investor, somebody that, like Tom, he waits for that perfect pump, um, then yeah, you can trade out of your wallet. But how often do we have pumps? Yes, sometimes we have pumps last for 2, 3 months, and then we have 2, 3 months of recession. But investors also that person that can. Investors also so that person that actually has another income coming in to support him on monthly basis, so he doesn't have to tip in into the investment because investment is most likely for a retirement. So you most likely won't be able to do daily trades if you have another job. So first of all, you need to figure out who are you? Are you an investor or you are a trader? If you're a trader, that means you most likely need that daily income to feed your family, and you're a trader. If you're an investor, you have that income, you have a job, and you're looking for those nice runs when it's running, and that's it. So yeah, it's a lot easier to pick as an investor to pick these rides and take these rides down. Also, you're looking at 10% minimum loss in your portfolio when you're wrong. You're looking at 5 to 10%, 15% gains when you're right. That's on the short term. If you're trading, you get in and you hold it for a month or two. Let's say when we started falling, and you flip from this point and traded, and you're still in a short. Again, you cannot really do short in your out of a wallet. You need to be on a trading platform. Then that's more than 10%. But if you're trading this, every couple of days, and you're trying to catch these, and let's say it came up and retracted, and you're like, it looks like it's the top of the line, so I'll take my risk. I'll take a short, and I'll put just right above the high yesterday, and I'll put my stop loss. Then you take a ride. You took a ride. You came down to this bottom line, and you replay right now the process in reverse. You took a stop loss right below of the yesterday's low. You took a ride, came up to the line. You did again. You took a ride, and here you probably would have stayed in a trade came back up and realized that, and your stop loss would have never triggered, so you would have took another write down. And because here you most likely say, you know what, I have possibly, we might not have come back, and you flipped. You took a right up to here and you flipped again, used another stop loss, and you kind of, continue the ride because you're not coming to this trend line. So, you've kind of bounced, never to hit a stop loss, and you would have written down all the way to the bottom here, where then you would have flipped. So maybe this form of trading is the right trading for you. I'm not sure if it's enough to put food on the table, but it's a little bit safer. You still working with a stop loss in case you need it, but at the same time, you are taking advantage of the maximum amount of profit. And then you're adjusting that profit is about you know about 5-7% of this tunnel is where you're taking your profit. So here you would actually take the profit just right there when we came down, and then you would have flipped again. That is if you would not listen to Tom. But if you would have listened to Tom and me, and we both were saying it's going to keep on going, and you would have entered a short, it would have went against you, and you would have lost that opportunity of that reversal. So sometime listening to guys like me and others on YouTube can actually destroy your portfolio. So you need to make a choice. Do you listen to us like me and Tom? Or do you just go follow straight forward by candles and just follow the system that I just showed you and kind of follow through that? And whenever you, let's say, example right here, you came up to here and you say, okay, we're at the top. You put in a stop loss here and you take a reverse. And if that continued, then at least you got stopped out. But if this reverse back down, you are on another ride down. But then you cannot listen to guys like us because we are predicting. And honestly, why are we doing that? Because we see a pattern. The pattern of head, the shoulders, and the bottom, which is either at 20 or at 12. And the question is this even a good thing that we see that pattern? Because if we would not see that pattern, maybe we would have better success at trading. And again, we have more. Now the guy believes we're going to be going up. So we have more um, long trades coming in. I got tired of these long trades. These trades because those part of my portfolio of the trades for the last 24 hours was taking his trades that actually burned me. So hey guys, I'm done wasting you guys' time. My phone just doesn't shut up. And then if I put it on silence, then I don't hear when I get notifications. But I am going to put it on silence. So there you go. That's all I have for you guys. It's just an update just let you guys know that I'm not sure where it's going. There is possibilities, and we're almost there with this right here. With this head and shoulder pattern, we're almost just reached where I believe we can reach. And then at that point, on a small time frame, we can start looking for that new pattern. If we hit here and we start building out a head here, and which means even if we bounce back and we start building a head, let's say right here, and then we drop down to a shoulder right here, then we might have that reversal pattern. But without having a head, I'm not sure if it's coming down, or as of right now, it looks like it's possibly going up. And all we have to do is start trading sideways here and have a continuation of going up. So pretty much we would bounce, we start building another shoulder here, come back, build another head here, and then have another run at it. I don't know. I guess time will tell. I bless every single one of you. I wish every single one of you financial success, no matter from where it's gonna come from, trading or anywhere else. I just bless you all, and we'll be back. Take care.